I never got put on a grind for a stack, did that on my own. I took 2 packs on a loan, that's 2 tabs open like Google Chrome. Ever see feds to the left, no penalty, man had to stay composed.
Now where were we? And just like that, we're back. MTTE, More to the Endz podcast, myself, Big Cam. And today, I am by myself in the building, for the moment anyway. Yeah, back for another one, fam. 2-month hiatus. The first time in 3 years that we haven't dropped a pod every other month or week. You know, forgive me, innit? I've been living life, you know what I mean? Might get into that later, I don't know. But for now, I just want to talk about where we've been, innit? Now, obviously, the Mandem have lives, we've got jobs, we've got responsibilities. I've been doing all the overtime underneath the sun, trying to get it right, trying to get my money, you know what I mean? Copacetic and that, pattern settings. E-man, he's turned Jamaican, he's got 2 jobs, so, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Ghost, he's got his job as well, and we all do like 12-hour, 10 hours, like we're working, innit? That's the long and short. It's not even an excuse thing, it's just we're working, we've got responsibilities, and like I always say, I know that the people that support us and follow us would not want us to be going against our responsibilities so that we can come here and talk on a mic. That doesn't really make sense. But this is a part of our responsibilities. So thank you to the people that have messaged, hit me up and said, "Rah, what the hell's going on? Where are you lot?" No, there's no beef, because I don't beef my brothers, innit? That's just not how this thing works. It's still about, as I said, we've just been preoccupied with real life settings, innit? Yeah, man. I mean, even today, I left a cousin's birthday party to come speak to the people. Will the people appreciate it? I like to think so. And that's why I came, innit? But yeah, man, as I approach my 30th birthday, I thought, for the time being, I might as well chat to the people and talk about something that I've been talking to one of my boys about in terms of owing people explanations. I heard a person say, you don't owe the devil any explanation. And when he said it, it rung out to me, because I was like, rah, I always have felt like I need to explain why I'm doing something or why I'm not doing something to people. And the truth is, you don't have to explain shit. You don't have to explain nothing to these people. You don't owe anyone a true explanation apart from, obviously, your immediate family who you have responsibilities to. I found that life actually does go on offline, you know, like without the socials, without the, oh yeah, the drinks, oh yeah, let's go out, let's go. Like, life is still happening. Like, people still have issues. People are still not, you know, in the best of health. People still need to get their bread up. Like, we just had a new Prime Minister. Does that mean much? I don't know. If it's the 5th Prime Minister in the last 5 years, comment below if you can name the last 5 Prime Ministers in the last 5 years. But yeah, if it's been all of these things going on, you can probably see why, like, people get a bit sidetracked and why people just get a bit overwhelmed. Me personally, I ain't been overwhelmed. I've just been prioritizing, you get me? I am turning 30 in less than 10 days. And with that being said, the lesson that I've learned personally is do what you need to do, but you don't need to explain to anyone why you're doing what you do. Because at the end of it, when you open your phone and you know, swipe up, do your passcode and you open your banking app, it's going to show your account details and what you got going in your account. It's not going to show your mums or your cousins or your brothers or your sisters or your girls or your mans. So just make sure you got your shit patterned, you get me, before you're doing certain other extracurricular activities. But speaking of extracurricular activities, man is flying out to Greece, never been. And yeah, I find it funny that in this life, every year for the last 3-4 years, I've been writing down basically my goals and stuff for the year. And I've been writing down the places that I want to go to, the things I want to do. What I found is that even though I might write down about, I don't know, 20 different goals. Sometimes I only complete 5 or 10 of the goals, but that's 10 more goals than I've completed from any other previous time or year or whatever. So W, do you get it? Shout out to W. But yeah, man, flying out to Greece, looking forward to it still. I've been Cyprus. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be the same, but I'll come back and tell the tale, innit? But yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful as per usual to even be here in this moment, still able to use my tongue to chat shit to my people, to be in front of the camera, to let people know it's going to be all right, and I'm all right, and you're going to be fine, and tomorrow's another day. Do you get it? So shout out the gang, shout out the people, and thank you for locking in once again. I will talk about, aside from gym, is there anything you can do to increase your self-worth? I think one of the things that I have been trying to do, and sometimes, again, even speaking on the fact of not letting people know your thoughts or your plans or whatever, one of the things I'll say anyway, because I'm still going to do it regardless, that's the power. You actually have to do these things. One of the things that I would say you could do to improve your self-worth is read. And it sounds simple, it sounds stupid. I've been saying it for years, and I'm not even saying it as if I read religiously every single day. I'm just saying some of the couple of things that I do, and one of them is reading. I've learned so many things, bro. I've even learned that you don't necessarily always read a book just from the first word all the way, first page, boom, straight to the back. No, sometimes you're going through specific sections, or it's got to be relevant to your life, or obviously depending on the book. But even stuff like that, just deep diving into the world of reading, you'll learn so much about yourself. You'll learn so much about how you learn. You probably learn raw. I don't really like books. I don't even like reading books. I like listening to books. I like audio books. Do you get me? But the main point of what I'm trying to say with reading and audiobooks is it's information. Try your hardest to seek more information. There's so many things that I have not got a Scooby about that I still don't know. But every day I feel like I'm learning, especially when you have conversations with people that you've never met before. Hence why I love traveling to different countries. You just learn shit. Can you have a conversation with a random person that doesn't even speak your language? How are you going to explain something to them? Do you know what I mean? Like certain little things like that you will learn, not necessarily just by reading, but it's all encompassing. And I would say the second thing, I guess, to improve your self-worth, let me double back and see what the question is, because I don't want to sound mad. Aside from hitting the gym, what else can you do to increase self-worth? Yeah, I said reading and new experiences. And yeah, you have to have new experiences, bruv, so your brain can grow, so you can think outside the box, so you can understand, there's a different way to do something, or that there's a different way that people live. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I say stuff and I think, yeah, this sounds very basic, and if you're a normal person with common sense, you'll understand and you will agree. But you'd be so surprised how many people don't even have a thirst for knowledge. They don't even care about anything going on outside of their city or outside of their country. I like to pay attention to what's going on in America and Canada. Shout out my guys from New York. Shout out my guys from Toronto and that. I like to know what's going on in the world, specifically because, as I always say, more to the end, most of the things that's happening somewhere else, there's a half chance it's probably going to happen here. Now, the truth is, I was hoping that Ghost would be here so that I can say, yeah, Ghost. And don't you think, but he's not here right now, so I'm just going to have to keep rolling with myself, innit? But yeah, I find it fascinating still that people, even now, 2024, still they're just like, nah, I'm cool. I don't even care about, I didn't want to talk about this, but I'll talk about it briefly. The elections. Now, this is my analogy for voting and stuff. Comment below if you think I'm chatting shit. Definitely going to clip this, so hopefully the people, give me some feedback on this. This is my analogy for voting, yeah? I think voting is like this. Back in the days, you'd have a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, insert game console here, yeah? Your little cousin, or your little brother, or your little sister says, I want to play. So you say, all right, cool. So you give him a pad, and you pretend that it's plugged in. But it's not really plugged in. So then you're playing against the computer. Your little cousin or your little nephew or whoever they are, they think, oh yeah, I'm playing, this is so fun. But you know that the controller's not plugged in. For me, that's how I look at voting, innit? You may look at me stupid and think that's not even close because blah, blah, blah. That's how I view voting. I don't personally... In fact, the best way to say it is, comment below if your life drastically changed after you voted for whatever candidate. Also, comment below if you felt obliged to vote, because that's another thing. For some reason, it's kind of like, and this is why I'm gonna go off on one, but fuck it. There's always this, but you're not doing this. You're not in this group. Why have you not agreed like everyone else has agreed? Man, they don't, like, certain people don't want to get jabs. Man are getting called COVIDians. Like, certain people, they don't want to drink alcohol. Man are getting called boring. Like, it's like, if you don't agree with what majority says, then you're just the dumb odd one out. Nah, bro. I'm not rocking like that. Do you get it? But yeah, that's just my thought process on that stuff. If I don't feel like an action that I'm actually going to take is going to alter truly the course of my life, then I don't know what you want from me, man. Do you know what I mean? I've grown to a point as I reached 30 that I understand more. It is who you know and how much resources you have currently that is gonna, more often than not, dictate the trajectory of your life. It ain't super duper about much else, from what I've seen. Do you know what I mean? If you got a plug, you got someone that's already there, they're pretty high up on the chain of wherever you're trying to get into and what you're trying to do, the fact that you know them is probably the best perk that you have in your arsenal right now. So yeah, the voting thing, for me personally, but do your thing and let me know if you feel empowered and if you really feel like it makes a difference. And also maybe comment below or send me a message as to why you think people should still vote. Yes, I know the war thing and people died for the right to vote, but if they died for the right to vote, surely they died for the right for me to not vote. I don't know. Anyway, what else is going on in the world? Man's doing that Super Mario and that. EU mandatory speed limiters are set to be installed in UK cars within days. Essentially, what this means is the new cars that are going to be made in Europe are going to be fitted with tech that if the speed limit says 70 miles per hour on the road, the tech is going to make sure that as soon as you hit 70 miles per hour, potentially as you get close to it, your car's just going to start slowing back down and reduce the speed. Do I have a super complaint about this? Not particularly, but in true more to the Endz spirit, I will bring our people's attention to the fact that we have spoken a lot on this pod about the future and 15-minute cities and the level of control that, you know, certain people would have over your property or your vehicle or your house or whatever. And you do, I'll say this, envision this. Imagine 10 years time, you know, push for electric cars. Majority of people have got electric cars or hybrids or whatever. And you know, you're not a felon or a convict or suspect in any crime or anything like that. You're a normal person. But for some reason, you've missed a police stop check. Let's just say you just might have not seen it for whatever reason, yeah. Now they have the powers where they just say, oh, so he's missed. All right, boom, lock off and just shut down your whip, and you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say this to the people as well. While I'm still in my, that's some weirdo stuff, that's some demonic stuff bag, that is some totalitarian stuff bag, I'm still in that bag. I'm not going to lose sleep over these things that I believe are going to come in the future because, like I always say, I'm not doing nothing illegal, so you don't too bother me per se. But I am aware that some of these things and some of these laws and some of these rules will probably infringe on my rights and my privacy as a normal human man that just wants to go about my day. Do you get it? Like, why are you able to just shut down my whip? Like, how can you just limit my car so I can't go past like 20 minutes of a radius of where I live? Like, that's kind of mad still. I mean, like, if you can do that, where are we going to next? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a bad, you know. Yeah, I do like to let the people be informed about these things, because even if you don't drive, you have to bear in mind how some rule in one lane could affect you inadvertently, because you might not drive, but your dad might drive. And what happens if, you need medication or something, your dad's trying to drive it to you, but 15-minute city, shut down the whip, boom, you ain't going nowhere, blood, or I can't get to you anymore. You get a medication. Sounds crazy, but stranger things have happened, man. Stranger things have happened. What else we got on the agendas? Stab-proof vests. Now, I'm gonna show the people this. Don't worry, I'll get it in the clip. Boom. Someone tweeted and said that this is gonna go triple platinum in the UK. Now, while it's banter, it's kind of not banter, because I'm thinking in my head, I can actually envision this becoming a very normal thing, and not necessarily just the UK, in most first world countries, cities in the world, because there's a crisis. It's a migrant crisis. You get what I'm saying? Like, man is Jamaican, and my people. Mum came over. My dad was born here, and that. So just check the stats and that, just in case anyone's watching. You know what I'm saying? But man can see that crime is on the up. You get it? People's safety is very paramount, and I personally am not trying to have my missus go into Sainsbury's and be worried that she might get robbed or poked or any crazy shit like that. Now, fortunately, I don't truly believe that London has reached that stage yet. However, I'm definitely seeing mad crimes, blatant crimes, day to day, in London, in other parts of the country, Birmingham, Manchester, Canada as well. Like, I'm seeing New York's crazy with the migrant crisis. LA's is crazy. Like, I'm seeing it. And like I said, I'm a man that I look at films like The Purge, innit? And I just think everything you can imagine is real, innit? So that's why I just be working. That's why I be working out. You get me? Like, that's why I was trying to get trained in some disciplines, because not that, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and there's just going to be a klaxon and there's system shut down, we're going into the purge. Like, I don't think it's going to be like that. But World War III is a thing. You know what I'm saying? There's people that have planned that the climate is to be how it is, that migration is to be how it is, that volatility and people's anger and people's patience, people's patience is shortening, and people are starting to get to a point of like, fuck this. Do you know what I mean? And I personally get it. The only reason as to why I don't reach that point is because, one, I know God is always going to win in the end. So, I don't really worry. I put my trust in God, innit? But I also have my family and my friends who are of a certain, cloth. And we don't, well, as far as I know anyway, we just don't encourage negative nonsense around each other. We're always encouraging each other to do positive things and be better and better. So, as I always say, if you're feeling a bit like, I just feel a bit down, I just feel like no matter how many shifts I do, I just feel like I got too many responsibilities, and man, you need to stop feeling and start thinking logically and start saying, all right, cool, I got these issues, but what can I do in my power to solve them? What's the smallest one that I can tackle? We tackle the small ones, and then it just snowballs into the big problem solved. And then all of a sudden you're just like, rah, man had like a whole in tray of bare issues, but man patterned majority of them, and now it's just doing things at my own rate. You get it? So yeah, man, I don't know, man. I did feel compelled to come to the people today, talk to them, and just let them know, like, it gets a bit bleak at times. It gets a bit dark. You get a bit lonely. Sometimes you just feel like shit is just fake and all this stuff. But nevertheless, keep going. Keep your eye on the prize. Focus on what you need to do. Drown out the noise. Don't be explaining yourself, as I said at the top of the pod. Don't be explaining yourself to these people when they're asking, but why are you doing that now? And why haven't you done this yet? And don't you think you should? Man, it's your life, man. It's your life, bro. And one of the things that I don't know if I've said this on the pod before, but one of the things that I've realized is that people want you to be in their hell as well. And what I mean by that is there are people that they need to drink alcohol every single day, all hours of the day, to function like as a normal human being. So if you're around them, they're going to encourage you to do the same. Now you might understand, that's not really my motive, that's not going to help me be productive in that. But they want you to be in their hell of being liquored up all the time so that you can both be in your hell together. Now there is a certain sex and a certain there is a certain gender that does it more than others, but I leave you to make that decision of who is misery and miserable and likes company. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is be mindful of these people, bruv. Keep them away from you, keep them out of your vicinity. No, I'm not on what you're on, do your thing. I love that for you, my guy. I love that for you, my girl. But that's not my motive. I'm on bigger things, I'm on better things, and because I'm on bigger and better things, this is the path I'm walking on. Do you get it? So yeah, man. Large up everyone doing their thing. In fact, hold on, I ain't finished. I started with just talking about stab proof vests and I went into talking about you need to make it in life. But anyway, the Wandsworth prison guard. I will say this. Number one, it's funny that, you know, the Endz has gone viral, technically, in it, Wandsworth and blah, blah, blah. It's obviously prison shit, but nevertheless. Shout out the guys that's in pen, I guess. You know, not the nonsense. But anyway, sidetracked. The Wandsworth prison guard. Now, I remember talking to Ghost about this, and I remember saying that it's funny because I know this stuff happens, but you will never think to see footage of it. And I'm not going to just repeat everything that everyone else has said. But the long and short is, money and clout is the number one religion. A gal got a job in a prison to get piped by a prisoner. Now, obviously, she was consensual about it. She loved it. She got obliterated and she was happy. So shout out to her and shout out to him. Not shout out to the guy with the spliff that was recording it and didn't get to be. That is terrible, man. So bad. But anyway, what I'm trying to make is, all of those involved in the situation was so focused on whatever end goal it was. So for the guy that was recording it, he was focused on clout. For the guy that was piping, I guess he was just focused on the nut and, you know, the experience, which is, I think out of the three of them, I think he got the W really and truly. And then you got the gal who allegedly she's in an open marriage, and I mean, even being married and then open, it's just like, what's the point in it? I really don't understand that. But anyway, she's in an open marriage, and she's also been on a show called Open House, which is basically a show where couples can go and fulfill their sexual escapades, whether that be threesomes, orgies, I guess dealing with the same, I don't know, man, it's not really my story, but the point is she was into that type of world. So she's just a person that loves sex, which is nothing wrong if you're a person that loves sex. I like sex too. But, brother, like, bait face, badge number, telling a man go and sit down so you can ride it, like, ride it, come on, Jay Sean thing, like, it's mad. It's mad. Me personally, I said this to the Mandem, and I said this to my brothers, I said this to my girl so many times. I said, you know, sometimes I sit back and I just thank God that I'm just so glad I'm not these people, and that clout and money, like, they don't rule me. Like, I'm not here talking to this camera because of clout. Like, I'm doing this because I want to do this, and I feel like someone might see this, hear this, and benefit from it. And if one person does, that makes me happy. But I can't imagine compromising myself to that level and being any of those people in that situation, because number one, wouldn't be in pen. Number two, you're a prison gal, like, that's lit, she's lenging that, but like, record it. Like, I'm a man that prevention is better than cure. Pipe. Bro, who wouldn't pipe? Especially if a gal's leng, like, who's not gonna pipe? But why record it, man? Like, just let it be a fable, let it be a story, just let it be a vibe of like, oh, like, you had to be there. Like, that's, for me, offline is the new luxury, fam. Like, people are like, raw, pics or vids or it didn't happen. Nah, I know it happened. And if you wasn't there to experience it, tough. Because I got the memories, bruv. I got it in my bank. The memory bank is fully loaded up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, man. Money, clout, new religion. Man, them need to allow it, bruv. But then again, this is the way the world's going. Most things don't really mean much to people. I clocked this a couple years ago that people have become very desensitized to just other humans. People are disposable. Most people don't really give a shit outside of their immediate people, which you could argue, why should they? But, you know, I've been in Sainsbury's many a time, supermarket, little old granny needs something off the top shelf. I could look at her and say, fuck off, old granny, I ain't giving you shit. But well, obviously I wouldn't do that, innit? So I'll get the thing for her, innit? And I'm saying that as an example of, like, imagine a society where the people that have power or are capable to exert and enforce things done so, but without even discussing shit with the people that they're enforcing it on. It gets a bit spooky, bruv. It just gets a bit spooky, and you need people that are strong and will stand on business, as they say, but stand on the right business though. Not standing on business doing foolishness and doing in real life streams where man are just winding up people on the road and antagonizing people and that. That's not really, I mean, it's content, but after a while, surely you yourself, if you're doing it, you must say, nah, this ain't really, it's not fulfilling, man. I mean, here I'm in a room talking to the camera by myself. Like, is that fulfilling? Fuck knows, time will tell. But I'm here, innit? So hang about, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck it all. This life, man, it does make you laugh. But what could you do but live, laugh, love, and smile? You know what I'm saying? El Salvador's president, he's a G. I've spoken about this guy before because the way that he's literally like flipped the country from what being one of the most dangerous, murderous, drug-infested places and all the rest of it, he's flipped the whole script and he's cleaned up the country like on a different level. And even his own, like, what they call it, I guess the parliament, or basically the people that's in politics that are under him, he said, yeah, see all 30 of you, yeah, we need to put you all under investigation because I don't know who's crooked and who's not. We need to figure this shit out. So, like, he's on a vibe of, we are going to make El Salvador a clean, safe, lovely country built on the right morals and ethics. And I ain't going to have these people from the shadows. Yeah, and I ain't talking galactic football. Yeah, shout out my galactic football guys. Man, I said I ain't gonna have people from the shadows putting the strings in that, and I rate that so much. But as I was saying, El Salvador president, this is the W. Man is getting prisoners to do work that would otherwise be funded by the taxpayers' dollars. He said that they need to repay their debts to society. So what he's doing is he's getting the prisoners to build the roads. He's basically getting all of the infrastructure of how the country's run from what I'm seeing. He's getting the prisoners that obviously, you know, prisoners get paid, I don't know, like a 10-hour a week or £15. Let them do it, bruv. And it's crazy because it makes so much sense. Why wouldn't you do that? I'm not a prisoner, so you know what I mean? It would be interesting to see how a prisoner would even feel about that. But surely, if you're gifted the opportunity to go outside, you're already an electrician or you're trained or whatever, why not have the opportunity to go and do some labour and that? Like, you get outside, you probably like get to see some girls. Like, obviously you can't touch them, but at least you can be outside. Then taxpayers don't have to spend their hard-earned money on doing that stuff, fixing roads and shit, because the prisoners are going to do it. So for me, it's a win-win. I can't actually see a bad, well, I guess some people say exploiting, but like I said, if it's a chain gang thing, are we exploiting there? Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I see so many initiatives around the world, so many things, like even like Japan with their exercising during the day. I think it's about 11 o'clock every day. They do daily exercise wherever you are and whatever job you do. Like, as far as I know, it's mandatory if you're able-bodied. that's amazing. Like, I think that makes so much sense. Someone else would say, "Raw, nah, like, why are you forcing people to do?" But I'm like, bro, you doing this could probably extend your life by an extra year or two. Like, but yeah, sometimes that's the other part. Sometimes I'll be thinking, raw, like, man's into Japanese culture, man's into certain cultures and that, and I'm like, the way that you lot live, the green tea, the matcha, the peppermint, not necessarily the bubble tea, that's not really my steez, innit? Shout out my bro Ish, that's his thing. But like, sometimes I'll be thinking certain cultures and the way that they think about stuff and how to attack certain issues, they align with man so effortlessly, it's actually nuts. But it does make me laugh though, because I still need like that London lifestyle. I still need that 24/7, 24 hours lifestyle. I still need that, like, you know, I guess you want to call it hood or Endz or whatever, innit? I still need that, you know what I mean? Like, but certain things and certain issues that's going on in the world right now, I do be thinking it could all be so simple, bruv. But we'd rather make it hard. I'm an idiot. I don't even know who said that song again. But yeah, man. Right. Well, I might as well wrap up the pod then. Right. On that beautiful note, I might as well wrap up the pod then. Technical difficulties. Unfortunately, my bro Ghost couldn't make it today. But that is why I, the captain, had to just make sure that there was still an episode out. Episode 90, you know, would you believe? I did say to the people that there's a freestyle gonna drop, but don't worry. Good things come to those who wait, you get it? Before we leave though, two things I wanted to touch on. Yesterday, as I record this, England was successful in the penalties against Switzerland. 5 players, well, technically I think 3 were just normal black youths, 2 were mixed race, I think, or something like that. Anyway, it's irrelevant. They were all of black heritage. Big deal because, as Rio Ferdinand said, 4 years ago, when Sancho, Rashford and Saka took their pens, they missed, England got knocked out, and basically if you was black and a kid for 24 hours, you were just abused just because, you know. But 4 years later, these players of black heritage managed to make England get through successfully, and a lot of the England team is just black, innit? Like, let's just be real. Now, I mean, not as black as the French team and that, but anyway, the point is, as Rio Ferdinand brought it up, and why I'm talking about it today, and even by the time that this drops, it'll probably be maybe just before England takes on Holland in the semis. The reason why I bring it up and why it is important is because keep the same energy. A lot of comments, a lot of people saying, "Oh, but why are you making it about race?" And me personally, I don't even do race politics. Like, I'm actually not even into that at all. But if you got the nerve to come for man and cuss man, and black youths are easily the fool guy and plastered over the papers when we're doing shit, brother, keep the same energy. When it's a black youth, well, anyway, when it's a black youth that scores a long shot from the right side of the box to score and help us get to the next part of the game, and then all the black youths step up, and there was even a little talk of whisper from Trent Alexander-Arnold saying, he didn't want to take a pen. My guess would be Declan Rice, because when I saw Declan Rice after extra time, he looked like his asshole was going to fall out. But what do I know, innit? The point is, the Mandem stepped up, and the Mandem are helping England get through. If England are successful, which I always hope the Mandem are successful, winning the Euros, it's going to be a sick achievement, and it's going to force, because they're already slobbing off flipping Bellingham, it's going to force a lot of people to just say, do you know what? That black lot, we owe them one, you know? It's the truth, because bruv, if England did not have the Mandem, and when I say the Mandem, I mean mixed race youths and, you know, all the rest of it. Like, if you didn't have these players, and these players opted to play for their country of origin, like, you know, Jamaica, Trinidad and whatever, even though the players themselves might not be in with a shout to really win any major tournaments, England definitely wouldn't even be in the conversation. Like, they would end up like Slovakia and them and Finland and them nations. They're like England wouldn't have a chance, bro. So yeah, I think Rio Ferdinand was well within his rights to show the picture, which I will put up here. He was well within his rights to send a message to those, basically the racist pussios that are trying to act like race has no place in the conversation when it comes to the England national team while there's an election. Anyway, I thought that was important to bring up. And last but not least, love. Now, 4 years ago, there was a guy called Global Boga, black guy, Ghanaian. He was a dancer. He was expecting a child with his missus, and unfortunately his missus got into an accident and they passed away. Rest in peace to them and rest in peace to their souls and stuff. However, 4 years later, God is good, and God gifted this guy with an other half, and hopefully he's able to take that journey again and, successfully go through all of that stuff. But the reason why I bring it up is because the way that God works is insane. Like, that is something I genuinely wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, like to lose your other half whilst you, like, I don't even want to speak those things out into the world, into existence, and even say words of that effect. But you know what I'm talking about. That stuff is mad. But God is also so great that he can find someone that, once again, you can connect. They would obviously know his story or know his history or whatever, but he found someone that makes him happy, and he can go along with whatever journey of love that he can go along with her. And for me anyway, because this guy doesn't know me, I don't know him from nowhere, I just know of the story, I'm just happy for him. I'm just happy to see him happy, Like, there's a lot of, as I always say, there's a lot of dark, demonic, negative energy out there, and as soon as I see something positive, something that makes me go, wow, yeah, man, I'm happy for him, I need to share it to the world. And it's a gentle reminder to people out there as well that there's someone out there, bro. Like, there's someone out there that loves you, that loves your stretch marks, that loves your stinky toes, that loves your crusty toes, your crusty feet. Like, I keep specifying crusty toes because I know your toes are crusty, cuz. But no, there's someone out there for you get me? So in this time when you're jogging in the rat race and that, don't lose hope. Don't make it necessarily a super duper focus if you're a guy. But yeah, like, there's someone out there, fam. You get it? Like, so don't be feeling disheartened because you see people in relationships and they celebrated their 8th year anniversary and like, Big Cam's, he's wavy, he's got a fresh trim and he's got a large, you know what I mean? Like, don't harp on those things, you know what I mean? Like, just focus on the fact of the prospect of getting better and being a better individual, and understand that there is someone out there for you. But also, are you the person that you want that person to be with? Like, are you focusing on that? Are you actually being the one to secure that person? Because don't meet your dream person, ideal person, and be lacking, because they are going to look and they are going to say, nah, you don't qualify, blood. You don't make top 4 and you won't be going Champions League. Get it? So yeah, man. On that note, I think I'm going to dip out the studio. I've really got a pack. Yeah, so yeah, I hope the people appreciate this. It does feel good to be back in the studio, new studio, as I said, and yeah, I think we got some really good things coming. Shout out the merch gang, you know what I mean? This is why I said, man, I for graft, man, I forget the peas. And also, I mean, I wasn't gonna bring this up, but I might as well end the pod on a really positive note. You're gonna see some pictures and a little video of shout out all the people in the Caribbean that are suffering from the earthquakes, the rainstorms, thunderstorms, all of that mad shit. Mother Nature can go so crazy with it. I definitely understand why it's called Mother Nature. Shout out to all the people in the Caribbean. This is why I say God is great. It's crazy because about a month or 2 ago, I spoke to my mum and I spoke to the people on the pod saying that there's a couple of initiatives that I wanted to do. I tried to think, I wanted to do something tangible, and I wanted to do something that is not just, what's the way to say it? I don't know, not just money or whatever. It's not really about money per se, but about something that could actually benefit someone and they could actually use. I'm all about practicality, if you haven't realised this already. Anyway, spoke to my mum. She went to Jamaica. with the help of my auntie, shout out those lovely women, and also shout out the other lady, and also shout out my guy Blacks as well. Shout out Blacks from Black River, St. Elizabeth, you know the family. Shout out all of them. They went to basically like a mental health institute, or I think the guys are also homeless potentially, simultaneous, I'm not really sure. All I know is that these are people in need. Probably a large section, especially in Caribbean culture and Caribbean society, that I probably kind of forgotten about, because when it comes to like Caribbean and African society, they don't super duper take well to people with disabilities and mental health issues. So I spoke to my mum. I said, Mum, is there a way that we could do like a care package or some sort of gift that we can give to these people that they could get stuff that they could actually use and could actually benefit from? Not just like like a one meal or something, but something that like once they're given it, they could actually use it over a period of time. So as I said, I'm going to throw up some pictures, throw up a little video and, shout out Raven. But yeah, you're going to see some of the work that my mum and my aunt did. They're the real heroes. I just, broke off some bread and, had a little idea and stuff. But they're the real heroes because they actually went and did it. So yeah, you're going to see that about now. Okay, and then after that, lock it off. But yeah, anyway, one love to the people. What you just saw is what I'm trying to do, and what, as I said, I'm trying to replicate on a larger scale. Hopefully, maybe Christmas time with the help of the people, because that was another point as well. I'm funny, innit? I'm weird. I just like to do things usually on my own, and well, as you can see, like I'm one man up, I just rock out. I don't really give a shit, innit? I just like to get stuff done. So hopefully the next time, which will probably be closer to Christmas, maybe we can get some donations from the people if they want to. It's not by force, it's not under duress, but if they want to help, send some money. If my mum's going back to yard, then, and even if it's not going back to yard, it might be the UK, I don't know, but that's what I want to replicate. What you just witnessed is what I want to replicate. And as I said, on a larger scale, more products, more bigger care packages, because like I said, cost of living is crazy out here, but let's be real. Like, there's people that have it even worse than me. You know what I mean? I've got a house, I've got a car, I've got stuff in it. I'll be fine. There's people, they won't be fine. So if man can help them, once again, that's my job done. Do you get it? But yeah, episode 90. Man's about to turn 30. By the time I'm probably back in here, I will be 30. And yeah, another decade. Chapter 30, Yeah. Have we got anything else to say? No, I don't think so. I'm gone. Bow!
I never got put on a graph or stack, did that on my own.